Hey everybody, it's Mr. Christie.
And this is Stouticus.
Looking at the penultimate week of this season for most of you. It's got some important stuff coming up.
Yeah, there were a couple important games this week.
So let's just take a quick look at the bye week for Scurry Squad. I don't believe they got anything from this though.
No, they didn't.
Yeah, not a good bye week.
Touchdown on a Storm Vermin, and then MVPs on a Gutter Runner and a Line Rat.
Yeah, not too good. That's fine. All well rested for next game. So this is a big game that happened. Foul Targets versus Brick and Mortary. Brick and Mortary wins 2-1.
Who did we? We actually both backed Foul Target.
And I like that Brick and Mortary won this one because it leads to drama.
Did you actually watch it or see it played?
No, I did not.
In a nutshell, AV7 was AV7, and the Orcs were just able to score twice because they got the ball first half. They had induced a line work with 30 player and a bribe, and they were able to remove both war dancers along with a couple other people.
Oh yeah, sorry about that, guys. Something's going on with Stouticus' microphone this week. We'll try and get that fixed for next week.
Oh yeah, sorry about that. He lost the killer that got the MVP to a foul because he power appoed a foul that was a stun to keep him on the field, and then the next turn, Fiction fouled him again, and that led to an MNG. And then his Agi 5 took a rock on turn 9.
That hurts.
So yeah, for half the game he didn't have. Well, for more than half the game he didn't have any war dancers on the field. He was able to two-turn at the beginning of the second half to make it 1-1, but then he started that drive with 7 elves, and then by the end of it he had 4 on the field.
Yeah, I mean, elves can do a lot, but it's still hard with only 4 against 11.
Yeah, Fiction did try and got a little greedy at the end. He tried to get a Black Orc a touchdown and handed off, actually passed it to him. He failed to catch, and then he went the next turn, tried to pick it up, failed to pick up then. And then failed targets on turn 16. Tried to do, there was a hero loner line elf that ran in, picked up the ball, and tried to bomb it down the field. And then the Strength 4 Blitzer intercepted it. And that actually is what gave Fiction the win. Because if he had been able to, if foul targets had gotten that pass off, it's most likely ends in a tie.
So what you're saying is if that Black Orc got the touchdown, things would be more interesting at the end of the division as whole.
Yeah, obviously this makes this week, it makes one of the other games this week very interesting, and then of course makes next week interesting because Foul Targets has the bye week next week, so they still get an automatic win, so they're still 3 points ahead. I guaranteed 3 points, so yeah, but it was still close. It goes to show you that the Wood Elves are never really out of it.
Never. Sometimes they just get a tree in, and that's the only player left in overtime, and they put it on the field.
Yeah, but that never goes well.
No. Next up, we got Dev Retro Society versus Dazed and Confused, and this is a pretty big win for Draenor here.
Yeah, this was the
2-0 win.
Yeah, this was the second big game because this was between 4 and 5. They were tied in points at the time for the last Challenger Cup spot right now. This is a big blow to Dazed and Confused's chances of making the postseason.
Well, I noticed something that was not good for Draenor that happened. The Croxagore got a strength bust. That's not very good.
No, it's not. I think he'd take the win over that, but
well, on the bright side, it had 0 SPP, and he has the money to replace it. But he can't go replacing them every week.
No, he has had to replace a couple this season, I believe. And he replaced at least one last season as well, if I'm remembering correctly. But
Croxagores are not as durable as they look.
Well, because you're always sticking them right into.
Yeah, I know, but it just feels like Croxagores die more often than every other big guy.
Yeah, fair enough. It does seem that way.
Like you're sticking like you try and stick the Beast and Nurgle next to guys, but they still live pretty long. I know they have the regen and the foul appearance, but they still have armor 9.
Yeah, but the regen does help when it works. I watched this one in replay as well. And for the first half, the Nurgle received, and they were actually in control up until turn 6.
Until they weren't in control.
Yeah, but I mean, they induced a bribe. They fouled off one of his good Saurus on turn 1. The bribe failed, sadly, but you would gladly exchange a Rotter for a really developed Saurus.
Oh yeah.
He appoed that turn 1, so automatically the appo's gone for the Lizards. And then he was able to injure another Saurus, and Bobby the Brain Heaney. So his best skink was gone turn 3, I think. Because the kick, wrestle, tackle Rotter was the main blitzer, and he just kept going after the skinks. And actually got that removal.
Well, that's pretty good for him.
Yeah, but the Nurgle they potatoed. They were able to get blitzed by a Saurus because he was right at the end zone, and the Pestigore got knocked down. He got pushed into the end zone. The ball went out of bounds. A very good scatter for the Lizards. The first throw-in went out of bounds, and then the second throw-in went forward, landed where a skink could get it. He picked it up, and then was pretty much off to the races after that. And then the Lizards received the second half and were able to score as well. So,
looking at the block dice, and the Dead Wrestler Society didn't have that good of blocks.
No, they didn't. That's what I mean by the Nurgle were in control.
Yeah.
as you put it, until they work.
Crazy stuff. With blocks like that, I'd never expect Lizards to win 2-0.
He did pay the price. He lost the Crocs, and he got an armor busted Saurus too. So,
He's fine.
He's block guard, so he probably stays around until he's dead. But
yeah, he's fine.
Seeing you're most likely going to playoffs or postseason. Yeah, with the Challengers Cup. So I think you'd have to keep that until it dies.
Next game, Oathblow versus My Dixie Wrecked. My Dixie Wrecked wins 2-1.
Oh, I forgot to say, we both backed Draenor in that game to win. And in this one, we both backed the humans. So My Dixie Wrecked.
Yeah, that's a lot of injuries for the Norse.
Yeah, I was just going to say, very similar block numbers, 40 to 47, but then you look at the breaks, 5 breaks for the Norse to 20 for the humans. So...
breaks are very important in the Bash game.
Yeah, usually, especially when it's 2 bashy human teams going against each other. And I think that pretty much sums up this game. I wasn't able to see this one, but it just looks like the injuries, the removals eventually just took their toll.
Yeah, not much else.
Also, the Norse stayed asleep. Their KO rolls weren't.
Yeah, those are not good KO rolls.
There is development. One of the killer human blitzer did level, but the skill hasn't been picked yet.
Yeah, you gotta pick your skills, people.
Oh, sorry. What? It's not the killer. It's a guard, tackle, stand firm, mighty blow.
I mean, it could be a killer. He just needs piling on, and he's good.
Yeah, but doesn't really synergize all that well with guard and stand firm. But
no.
It could be.
And Oathflow, I believe, got a level 2. Yes, on Bam Bam.
Oh yeah, and
that's an Agility 5 Berserker. Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's an Agi up because why not?
Yo, you give this guy like Juggernaut, and he's actually kind of scary for like a surfing threat.
Yeah.
You can't tie him down.
I was also gonna say now you have a legitimate receiver for your.
Oh yeah, for the thrower, yeah.
For the thrower, now you have a Agi 5 catch.
Yeah.
But yeah, giving him jugs would be a good call as well. Or if he rolls a double, you could do leap. Basically.
Oh yeah, that'd actually be terrifying with leap.
A Kislev blitzer with frenzy, essentially.
I mean, no diving tackle, but yeah.
Yeah, it's not exactly the same, but that's what comes to mind when I think of that. That you can surf from any angle.
Yeah, that's actually scary. It might not seem like it, but that guy's actually scary.
With one more level.
I think he's already scary. Agility 5 is scary.
He's a little scary right now. He could be very scary with one more level.
Agility shouldn't go that high. It's scary.
Just because you're not used to it.
Next up is Lords of Decay and the Elder Statesman. Callisti tied the game again. 1-1.
Surprise.
Yeah,
no,
I think I think he said he's going for the Wooden Spoon Award at the end of the season.
Yeah. That's not really something you want to aim for.
No, but he thinks he's gonna get it.
Yeah.
And you know what? To be fair, I don't. I think it's good to get with those gutter runners and not winning.
I don't know enough about the other teams, like in all the Division 1 teams, because that's usually where it goes. It's like a team that is thought to do really well in one of the higher in one of the Div 1s that for whatever reason just that didn't. But this was surprisingly the only game we disagreed on last week, and it's a
excellent. I picked who'd I pick? I don't remember.
You picked the high elves. I went with Callisti because I was hoping he would actually win a game.
No, it's Callisti. You can't win games. You can only tie. Yeah, it's not. I don't see much to comment on this game though. There's a lightning bolt. There's a level on a lineman.
Yeah, I think it took a block.
Yeah, it's boring. Not much to comment on here.
It's an pretty even game. Blocks were 40-33, so with the high elves getting slightly out removed with a couple more KOs inflicted by the rats, but not enough to stop them from scoring, and then they couldn't stop the rats from scoring. The rats did it very quickly. 3-turn.
Yeah.
Essentially. So the lightning bolt might have prevented the high elves from scoring again. Maybe. I didn't have enough time to watch this one, but that's what it. Looking at the dice log, that's what it looks like might have happened.
Yeah. Next up is an air tie. Ye Old Guard versus Channel 8 News Team, 2-2.
We had back to Nurgle in this one, both of us.
Ooh, that Rodder got guard. That's nice.
And this is pretty much. Well, last week was bad for Wu's team, but this is, I think, pretty much nail in the coffin.
Yeah, he's got a. There's a dead blocker.
Stand for him. Yeah.
He did get Griff, and I assume that's what led to getting. That's why I assume got him the 2 touchdowns is having Griff.
No. Touchdowns were scored on Knights.
No, like Griff was carrying the ball, and he's like, "Well, I need development," so he like handed off.
Oh yeah, maybe. And he induced a dirty player peasant as well.
Not a bad choice.
And there was a bribe as well. So induced peasant, bribe, Griff, and that was it. Because there was no wizard. But I think, as I said, I think this is the end of this team.
Well, I'll be honest here, though. Channel 8 News Team had some really good block dice. I'm looking right here. 4 skulls. With how many blocks?
Yeah.
30? That's still pretty good.
Yeah, Nurgle got 76.
Well, yeah, I mean, he didn't have as many dice to roll, but 4 skulls is still pretty good on that.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, like, most of the time, you usually get 2 dice.
Yeah, and one of them was on a 1 die.
That's why you never roll 1 dice. They have, like, 40% more chance to get skulls.
That was re-rolled into a vote down.
Oh, there was also just one that, oh no, it was a push that got re-rolled into a skull.
Oh. I read that wrong then.
No, there's also another one like that.
Oh. Okay, I just missed it. Oh, yeah, that one too. Sorry. The Bretts did get a level. The Shadowing Knight got a level.
You didn't pick it though. You got to pick the skills, or I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
This could be like an amazing skill, and I'm like, it's amazing.
I think if it was like a stat up, it would have been picked immediately. If it's a normal,
or you never know. What if he rolled like 5 and 5, and he's like, well, do I take the movement up, or do I take the double? Because he's the Shadowing Knight. You might want that movement up more.
I was just gonna say, I think you do take the movement because he does have Shadowing, and movement 8 sidestep also is a very nice 1-turn threat.
Movement 8 is just really nice.
Yeah.
It's hard for a lot of people to catch up.
So if it was movement, I think that's an automatic take no matter what.
You never know. He might think maybe I want the Mighty Blow. Maybe I need some 1 guard. Yeah, he used to have a lot more guard. What happened to that? It's all gone now.
It's all dead. Yeah, he had to start the season. I think he had 6 guard. It
was like 5 or 6.
Guard. All 4 blockers had guard, I think, and 1 or 2 peasants had guard, and that's all gone now.
Rough season. Rough season.
Maybe it was 5, 3 blockers and 2 peasants. But yeah.
And unfortunately, this game didn't get played, but Revenge of Referees versus Commodious Thunder. Commodious Thunder gets the bye win.
With Jeff losing, the door is still open for Wolf Ramajax to finish in first place and get into the playoffs. He still needs to win by 3 to force I hope it would be a friendly and not a tiebreaker, but I honestly don't know what the policy is anymore.
I think it's like a friendly, but if they can't get the game done in time, they do the coin flip. Because like playoffs have to happen eventually.
I think the admins would want it to be a friendly, determined by a friendly, if at all possible. But that's why I say hopefully it doesn't come down to that.
Well, the best way to figure this out is if Wolf Ramajax plays his game early, because we know exactly what Jeff's gonna get. We'll go into that. In a little bit.
I was gonna say I was just gonna lead right into that because it kind of ties in with what we were talking about. But
no, we're going with a leaderboard. I got a schedule, and we're going with the leaderboard. And the Commodious Thunder, Wolfram Ajax is on top right now.
Yes, he is.
That's not like that does not count. I'm pretty sure it's only because of alphabetical order, and this weird question mark sign comes before an F.
Oh yeah. Sorry. Yeah, in game is not right. Jeff has the tiebreaker as of right now by 2 touchdowns.
And yeah, so
Jeff right and now, Wolfram Ajax.
And third we got Brick and Mortar here with Fiction, doing pretty good. Yep. I think I remember seeing them like lower on the team value at the start of the season, but they've done pretty well.
Yeah, I believe they were
second lowest because I know Scurry Squad was definitely the lowest.
Yeah, I don't think they were the lowest though. I think they were around 15 or 16.
And we got after that we got Devbuster Society doing pretty good. Actually doing pretty good for what I thought was going to be a rebuild season for them.
It has been, but it's been a really good rebuild season. Yeah. He's gotten a lot of levels on his Saurus, and surprise, surprise, when you have developed Saurus.
Lizards have a good chance when they're developed.
The team usually does better when their core players are more developed, yeah, because it's not like he has amazing skinks. He has one good skink, and that's it. So you can't say he's pulling off a lot of like stunty BS or anything like that. So it's good to see, especially after the last season he had.
Yeah, he got pretty beat up last season. Next we got Dazed and Confused. I don't know, they were pretty high up there, and then they just started falling off. I think it's they were the one with the Strength 6 Beast, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then last week they lost 2 killers as well.
Yeah, it's been a rough end to this
Warrior season. And the Pestigore, yeah. So they peaked pretty high this season, actually leading the division for a few weeks there, I think. But
I think you got too dependent on a Strength 6 Beast in your goal.
The last quarter of the season has not been kind to this team. And Acropolis is really the only one that still has a chance. Right now it's Jeff, Wolfram Ajax, Fiction, and Draenor in that order to go to the postseason. Acropolis needs to win his game by 3. Or no, by 2. And hopes that
we'll get into that after we finish this leaderboard here. But yeah.
Yeah. But he's the only one.
He's the lowest
rest of the group.
Lowest who has a chance.
Yeah.
And then we got Scurry Squad, who, pretty good. Started like 400 TV lower this season.
Yeah, they've put together a solid season. Still not that much development, really, surprisingly. Overall in the team, but it's still.
I think it was like a lot of just good development, though. I don't think the Stormvermin was all that at the start. I think he had Claw Mighty Blow at the start.
I thought it was more developed than I thought it was actually all the way to piling on at the beginning of the season.
I don't know. I can't go back and look.
I could be wrong, but like the other one has been sitting very close to leveling for at least half the season now. He's got the one turner, got a runner. He's got a rookie. He's He's got one with block, and then he's got a sacker that is still a little in its infancy. He's got a few line rat levels.
Oh yeah, you were right. He was up to piling on.
So yeah, I mean, he's winning games or at least tying games, but not really doing it in a fashion in a shootout fashion to get a lot of SPP. But it's still working for him. So
then we got My Dixie Wrecked under there, who's doing pretty good for someone who got cursed at the start of the season.
Yeah, you completely put him behind the 8 ball for the first half of the season, and now second half he's slowly worked his way back up to the middle of the table.
Well, he's doing good. He's got a positive win-loss ratio.
Yeah, and has the chance to finish exactly even. He can go 6-1-6.
He'll be fine. Next up, we got Yule Guard, who also really dropped off. I remember them being in top spot contention.
Yeah, again, I think they lost. Did they? I forget. I think they might have lost a big killer Pestigore, and then they kind of started to drop off from there. But the team's in okay shape in general. Lots of guard on this team. No real kill potential other than one Pestigore that has Mighty Blow and Claw and Frenzy. Still needs more time, I think, to although that's weird to say when they're such a high TV value. They need more development actually to be a contender at this point.
And then we got Lords of Decay here, and I mean, what else can I say? Is Khaleesi just getting ties? If he could turn some of those ties into wins, he'd be doing a lot better.
Well, we know he doesn't care about this team, so...
Yeah, that's the perfect time to go and get all the crazy wins with your crazy gutter runners.
Yeah, maybe I honestly haven't been able to watch all of these games, or most of them, so I don't know if he's been trying and it's just constantly failing, or whether, he's actually pulling off plays with his amazing gutter runners to pull out the tie. I don't know which is which in his games. But I would expect if you're not going to, if you're a retiring team at the end of the season, you might as well go ham because you don't care anymore.
Go crazy. And next up we got the Elder Statesman, who, of course, could be a lot higher if they didn't get those 3 bye losses from computer problems.
Yeah, seeing the results of the games that they have, you can only wonder what if with this team. They would definitely be in postseason contention, I think, if they didn't have those 3 conceded losses.
Yeah. And hey, if they actually, I think a lot of people they played ended up pretty high afterwards. I know Wolfram Jackson is high and didn't get to play them.
Yeah. So he's gotten 3 buys this season. Ben.
Yeah, but I know for a fact he didn't want that last one to be a buy.
Oh, I know.
And then we got Oathblow, who...
It was just...
Oh, sorry, not Oathblow. Revenge of the Referees. is next.
Yeah, and
I don't know what happened to them. They just didn't respond yesterday. I don't know what's going on with them. I hope everything's all right.
Well, I thought the story was there's just a scheduling conflict, but it was a no-show.
Yeah, he just didn't show up and didn't respond, as far as I know.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I hope everything's okay.
Yeah. And then we got Oathblow, and I mean, Oathblow's got a weird team. There's stat busts everywhere. You got Agility 5 Berserkers. You got a thrower with tackle. I don't know why it's got tackle. Oh, because it's got Mighty Blow.
Because it's got Mighty Blow, yeah. That's why. Actually, it's not the worst thing to have your ball carrier have tackle, but I think it has tackle because it has Mighty Blow.
It's a weird, a little bit of a weird team.
Yeah, yeah, it is. I think this is a Norse team.
That is just like, I want to use everything.
Yeah, that's after, is mirroring Ornan a little bit with the slightly wacky skill choices and things like that. But, if you're having fun playing this team, continue to play them.
I mean, I'm sure I can find fun with the. I should be able to find fun with the Agility 5 Berserker.
Yeah, and Agi 4 thrower, with Hail Mary pass because a couple.
Hey, don't go hating on Hail Mary pass. It's a very niche. Just get the ball out of here.
Oh no, I understand that. But imagine if that Mighty Blow was strong arm and it was accurate strong arm at G4, and then also Hail Mary pass on top of that. You could basically just throw from anywhere on the field.
Well, you already can do that with Hail Mary pass.
Yeah, I know, but I meant you can do it accurately.
Well, you can't strong. You can't get accurate with Hail Mary pass. That's the point of it.
I know, but I meant you can use Hail Mary pass can be the last ditch. I gotta chuck the ball down the field, whereas if you actually had accurate and strong arm with Agi 4, you can
maybe long bomb silvers.
Yeah, you can do long bombs accurately without needing Hail Mary pass, because Hail Mary pass ends your turn.
Usually.
If it's not caught, yeah, usually.
Usually. If you're doing Hail Mary pass, expect your turn to end.
Yeah, that's my point. You can do long bombs easily and still have Hail Mary pass in the oh shit situations. I want to throw the ball the entire length of it. Just for the fun of it.
And then last one we got up here is Channel 8 News Team, and it's been a rough season for him.
That's an understatement.
It's been a rough season. Now, yeah. I got not much else to say. It's been a rough season. He used to have 5 guard at the start. He's got no guard now. It's rough.
Yeah. The only positive is all 4 of his knights are still alive. But I think that's small consolation.
So also, let's take a look at the division predictor, see what it's predicting for final week. And foul targets is very likely to get first.
Well, that's not surprising. They will have 3
touchdown lead.
Oops. I don't know. Oh, no. Oh, I've done stuff wrong. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Oh, okay. Uh-oh. What have I done?
What are you doing over there?
I don't know. I've made mistakes. I think this is accurate now. I was clicking things. Don't click things. Clicking things is bad.
Well, I mean, I can tell you without the predictor, yeah, foul targets has the highest percentage of getting that playoff spot.
Although I can tell you one thing. One thing is 100% confirmed. Brick and Mortar is getting the Challengers Cup. Challengers Cup spot. That's the one thing that's 100%. Other than all these 0%.
Yes, because they can't move up to number 1, and they can't be overtaken. So yeah, they can't be overtaken to the point that they do worse than 4th. Yes. So they are the only ones that are locked into their. They're not even locked into their position, but they're locked into their outcome. Yes. We've gone over how Wolfram Ajax can still finish in the playoff spot if he wins his game by 3.
According to this, it's a 4.4% chance.
It's possible.
It's possible. So you're telling me there's a chance?
Yes, there is. There's also a chance Fiction can finish in the 2nd spot, or even Draenor. Although it would be a lot harder for Draenor, but
yeah, Draenor's got like 3.6
to finish in 2nd.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he's 4 touchdowns behind Wolfram Ajax right now, so he would need him to lose, Fiction to lose, or tie, obviously. But he would need to make up 4 touchdowns.
That's not impossible for Lizards.
Well, 3 touchdowns, 4 would guarantee him the spot.
It's like I said, Lizards could do it. Lizards can do it.
Yeah, any team can do it.
It really depends on some teams, though, if it's possible. Dwarves are going to have a hard time going up by 4. Unless they're playing against goblins.
Yeah, but pitch clears happen.
Yeah, that's against goblins.
Receiving automatic touchdowns.
I'm not saying that from experience. That has never happened to me where I was pitch cleared as goblins against dwarves and they won by 5.
No, never.
No, that never happened. That game never happened. That clan game never happened. It was not against Herringzord.
So, I mean, besides, this kind of leads into looking at the schedule for next week, but there's 3 really important games. Wolfram Ajax's game. Fiction's game doesn't really matter as much in terms of, it doesn't change his fate in terms of going to Challengers Cup.
Fiction's fine. Fiction doesn't even have to worry.
No. Without even knowing where 2, 3, and 4 go, like who they play, it doesn't matter.
He doesn't care. He doesn't care at all.
No. And then there's Draenor's game, and then there's Acropolis's game. Those are the 3 games that matter this week. Wolfram Ajax needs to win by a lot. Draenor just needs to tie his game to solidify his postseason spot. And Acropolis needs to win his game by 2 in hopes that Draenor loses his game by at least 1. Because right now they're separated by 2 touchdowns. So if the Lizards lost by 1, he would only need to win by 2 touchdowns to get the spot easily on outright. And that's pretty much it.
All right, and that's it for Division Predictor. Let's take a look at next week. So next week, Foul Targets has the bye week. So he gets a well-rested team of, like, no players.
But, it doesn't matter because you get MNGs removed anyway, but...
Yeah, basically this catcher and this War Dancer just won't get any SPP. And actually, I think that's good for him.
Yeah.
Because they were in no chance of getting a touch or a level. Although he doesn't have much that can get a level. War Dancer can. The lineman can. I'd say you probably also save this money. Don't buy any players for now.
Yeah, unless he wants to buy a rookie catcher or something, because he did lose one.
Yeah, you could
last
do that.
game.
You could do that. It's up to you. I might want to try and get the SPP on your War Dancer instead.
Yeah.
So first real game, Scurry Squad versus Dev Wrestler Society. Dev Wrestler Society is going to get some money. I'm not sure how much, though. Oh, no, wait, no. Dev Wrestler Society won't get money because they got to replace Croxagore. Like, you don't bring that. You don't get a new Croxagore right away.
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Especially when you're playing Rats.
Yeah, you want to get next to those gutter runners with him.
Yeah. Plus the Mighty Blow helps as well.
Yeah, and he's going to have to get a skink for a loner. It's kind of tough to say, actually, who I think is going to win. Wait, hang on. What's the record between us on guessing who wins?
You're up by 4.
Oh, I'm fine then. I could guess everything wrong and I'll be fine.
Right now, we're just count the games we picked differently. It's 14-10.
Perfect. That's all I need to know. I'm way ahead. If you want to get ahead, you're going to have to pick the opposite of whatever I pick for everything.
Yeah, I know.
I'm actually thinking Scurry Squad is going to win this one. And it's going to be a very scary game for Draenor here.
Okay. I was going to go with Draenor anyway, so...
Okay.
That's one. I mean, Scurry Squad has the tools that it needs. I mean, it's got 2 Claw Vermin, so he could go after the Sorai, especially with the horns. Vermin, Stormy Daniel.
Yeah, Stormy Daniel's just scary.
Yeah. It's got the Natty 1 Turner, Gutter Runner, so he's got the tools he needs to win this game. It comes down to whether Draenor can remove enough rats and be able to get to that 1 Turner. Because he's got the Mighty Blow Tackle Saurus. He can, if he can get to it, he could potentially kill it. I think it's because he's fighting for a postseason spot that I think that might motivate him to.
Or it gives
get this win.
Or it gets him the nerves that he needs to win, so then he second guesses himself and loses.
That too, but he's been playing well. He's really come on as the season has progressed. So,
I mean that
like
one skink though is so good though. The Wrestle Skink's so good.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Wrestle Skink's so good. I think he's my favorite player right now. I love Wrestle on Stunty players.
Yeah, would you have thought about if you wanted to do a sacker or strip ball more than Wrestle?
Not always. The good thing about Wrestle is Wrestle always helps, whereas strip ball might not always help.
Yeah. No, I get that.
And Wrestle works defensively unless you're getting hit by Juggernaut.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's why I like Wrestle over strip ball. But if you get both, that'd be amazing.
Oh, of course. Yeah, the next level on that, if it gets another double, should be strip ball, I would think. I guess tackle would also be good.
It's hard to say. I think it's based off the rest of your division.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of sure hands you want the tackle instead. Next up, Brick and Mortar versus Oathblow. So Brick and Mortar is doing pretty healthy right now. Oathblow's actually getting inducements for once. I know he's been like pretty high in the team value a lot.
Yeah, he's getting 40K. They are in Fiction Stadium, so you might see some Nuffle altar shenanigans.
Get Boomer, because Boomer is just an air dwarf base. It's just a dwarf. It's got block. Throw him on the line, and it's perfectly fine.
But as we've already said, Fiction's postseason is already determined. Like, he's going to Challengers Cup. He can't get to playoffs. He can't drop out of going to the Challengers Cup. So the question becomes, how hard does he play this game?
He takes a bye loss. So his team is fine.
No. You do not do.
No. You gotta get this Blitzer level. He's 1 SPP away. Make some passes.
Oh, and he tried so hard against those Wood Elves to get that one more Kaz to get that level, and he just couldn't get it.
I was about to say, this guy's also 1 SPP away, but he's got dirty players, so you don't want him to get that one.
No.
I mean, Fiction shouldn't have a hard time getting casualties, at least. He's got 3 Mighty Blow. And it's against Armor 7, so it should be okay.
Yeah. I would.
Then again, sometimes I outbash orcs with halflings, so who knows?
Yeah, I was just going to say, orcs definitely are favored because of their higher armor. There are 2 palm pieces on Oathblow, one being an Ulf, the other being a Berserker, so no piece would be safe, like the black orcs aren't safe. Because the Berserker also has Dauntless.
Well, Dauntless could fail, but yeah.
Yeah. But I'm going to go with Fiction.
I was also going to go with Fiction. I think Fiction's got the sturdier team. Next up is Dazed and Confused versus Lords of Decay.
Then you know what? I'll just go with Oathblow anyway, because I'm going to try and win these predictions.
All right, that's a good choice. But the problem is everyone I get right puts you further behind.
Yeah, but I'm losing anyway, so it doesn't matter. If I lose by 1 or 10, it doesn't matter. You still lose.
All right, so Dazed and Confused versus Lords of Decay.
I predict a tie.
Well, you can't predict ties. It's cheating.
Now it's cheating.
I'm gonna take the Nurgle from you because I don't think Callisti can win because it's Callisti.
The Nurgle are getting 270 in inducements.
Yeah,
which is weird to say.
That's
Nurgle
2
team
bribes.
Inducements.
That's 2 bribes. Those rats aren't gonna last any time.
Yeah, the biggest problem, it's not a problem, but as seen in last week's game when Acropolis played Draenor, he only has 2 tackle pieces, one on a Pestigor and then one on a Wrestle Rotter, and in that game his Wrestle Rotter is what actually went after the Skinks.
Yeah, so he'll go after all the movement 10 gutter runners.
With a movement 5 Rotter.
Yeah, that's close, right?
Sure. And with only 2 Mighty Blow, you're not guaranteed to be removing rats at a high rate. So,
but he's got two dirty players.
Yeah.
So that's all you need.
Not always. How big is Callisti's bench?
It's only 13.
2.
He's only got 13. You'll cleave right through them all with all the dirty player and the 2 bribes. Just as soon as someone hits the ground, you foul it. If it's not off the field, you foul it. With 2 bribes, it should last the whole game.
I have faith that Callisti wants to go out on top. This is the last game with this team, and he's really going to want it to be a win. I have no basis for that. I would just hope that would be his mentality. So I'll go with the Rats.
No, he's aiming for 10th place. It's going to be Dazed and Confused. Next up is My Dixie Wrecked and Yield Guard. Yield Guard is pretty high team value. Probably because it's all 16 players and 50k of that is in cash. And My Dixie Wrecked is pretty high up too. And a lot of that is cash. Well, not a lot of it. 60k is cash.
So you're looking at 120 in inducements as it stands now.
120 is a good amount.
Yeah, can easily get a wizard.
Yes, it's probably going to cost him, but I'm going to go with My Dixie Wrecked. I picked him to win the division, so I'm going to pick him to win the last game.
Oh, sorry, it will be 90 because there is a pending level up on the humans.
That level up will be a strength up, and he'll win.
I think if it was a strength up, that's an automatic selection.
No, you gotta fake out your opponent.
That's not nice because then you're also faking out your recappers as well.
Yeah, he's doing that. He's faking us all out. That's how he's gonna win, by faking out. So I guess your pick is Yield Guard because you're trying to be different?
Yeah, I'm thinking about it. Double niggled. He's got lots of guard, actually. He's got 6 guard now, with 3 of them being on rotters.
Yeah, but haven't you learned about double niggle?
I know. After trying to kill a strength 5 high elf catcher,
that rotter's invincible now. He'll never die.
Yeah. I think it's gonna be a hard time for my Dixie Wreck to go through this bench.
He doesn't need to go through the bench. He's got a movement 10 catcher.
Yeah.
That's not how you play humans. You don't play humans when you're fighting against their strength. You gotta use their weakness against them. So he's gonna out agility them because that blitzer is actually gonna get agility up.
I'm going with the Nurgle. I think you've just cursed my Dixie Wreck.
No, they're fine. They're fine.
And they're because of that, their team's just gonna explode.
Nah, they'll be fine. They'll be fine.
In the last game.
Next up, the Elder Statesman versus Revenge of the Referees. Oh, the Elder Statesmen actually have 11 players. I don't remember if they had that last week.
No, I think they only had 10 last week.
And then Revenge of the Referees is at 11 as well.
Yeah, that last lineman has only played 1 game, so they bought that one right before last week's game. So even players, both squads are at 11. And the referees are getting 140K in inducements.
Well, they're only going to get 100K. There's no point in buying anything. There's no point in spending that money.
Yeah, it all depends on what you want to do. Yeah, if you're going to buy players, then I would just use that money right now and buy another beastman or 2. If
or
you're
3, get 3 of them.
If you're trying to get the, just get him levels and things like that. He's got 2 that have gotten MVPs, 2 rookies that just have MVPs, so they're on the cusp of leveling. If you're building for next season, might as well get a head start on SPP with those players. Because I really don't. This has not. I shouldn't say it doesn't have. Does it have an impact on relegation?
Oh, I always forget about that because I never got relegated as halfling, so I don't know how it works.
Yeah, well, it's usually the lowest 4. That's usually for a 14-team division. I don't know because these are 13. All the 3s are 13s, whether it's still the lowest 4. So, 13 through 10, which this is a fight between 11 and 10. So, one of them could still win this game, and they're still both in those same spots, and it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I think the other Statesmen are going to get it, though. I think it's a very nice high elf team.
Yeah, I take that back. The Chaos can win, and they'd still be in 11th place, and the Elder Statesmen would still be in 10th. So the High Elves could save themselves from relegation if they win and Callisti ties or loses.
Well, I mean, it's Callisti, so he's going to tie. I know we picked like 2 separate people to win that, but we both know it's gonna tie.
I know.
And yeah, revenge of the referees. It's been pretty beat up this season.
Yeah, they've lost their killer goats, and then that's when the team kind of. It wasn't really doing that well with them, but that just hurt way too much. It just seems they're a bash team that was getting bashed and not really being able to return it all season. Honestly, I think the High Elves are going to win this game.
Well, I do too. But if you want to win the whole thing, you're gonna have to pick the referees.
Yeah, I know. I guess I will.
I'm in control of this.
Because because the last game that's on the schedule is Channel 8 News Team versus the Commodious Thunder.
Yeah, that's I mean, no offense to Woo, but it's pretty hard to beat those Chaos Dwarves
with a quarter of a team.
Yeah.
I mean, it's 4 knights and a blocker.
And then a bunch of peasants.
And Griff, I would assume, because he's getting, what did we talk about, 580 in inducements, depending on both these level ups that are pending on these teams. So.
Yeah, it's about 580.
Could the inducements be enough?
Well, what you can do, Woo, to have fun, you'll have exactly enough for Griff and the Mighty Zug. That'd be pretty fun. I mean, Mighty Zug is just a pretty basic player. He's just got 5 strength and block. And Mighty Blow.
I was going to say, and Mighty Blow, yeah.
But what I mean by that is he's like a very just basic, I'm a good big guy.
Yeah.
Plus strength and block is a really good star player thing.
Yeah, because actually not that many... Fewer star players actually have block than you think.
with up strength, yeah.
Yeah.
That's why Lord Borak is better than Grashnak. The block makes up for the potential 3-die blocks.
Yeah, and depends on how many guard you have. You can still get 3-die blocks with strength 5.
Yeah.
Pretty.
Yeah. So I mean, it's just saying though, it is hard to just argue against the Commodious Thunder winning, like not winning. It's hard to say that they're gonna lose.
Yeah, it is. Especially seeing the playoff spot is still up for grabs, kind of. Now,
Well, that just means he's going to try and kill your entire team so he can score 3 more touchdowns than you.
Yeah, that's also the thing. It depends. I would hope that Wolfram Amajax is going to try and go for it, which means he has to win by 3 touchdowns. So that puts a lot of pressure on him as well to score quicker than normal for Chorfs. I mean,
they can do it. They got sprint,
and they also has an energy for Hobgoblin, so that's a reliable ball carrier and or mover. And of course enough Mighty Blow to pitch clear a team and get a good automatic touchdowns too.
I think.
Here's something you can do to just like ruin Wolf Ramajex's fun. If you ever get to the point where you can legally concede, that ruins his playoff chance. If you take the legal concede. Because he'd only win by 2.
I was going to say, does that end the game right there?
If you choose to do the legal concede, it's the end of the game. You don't have to. You're not forced to do the concede. But if you do that, you just ruin his chances.
But if it was...
I don't know how you feel about that.
But if it was 2-1 in favor of the Chorfs, does it end 2-1 or does it go to 3-1?
It would go to 3-1. You go up 2 higher than your opponent.
Okay. Not that it matters because he needs 3, and
that's why it ruins it for him.
Yeah, no, I know, because if he's up 2-0, then legal concede. If that's the case, I hope that doesn't happen. I really don't, because that would be.
To be honest, I don't know which way I'd say to go for that. On the one hand, you're doing something completely within the bounds of the game that affects the playoff chance, making you a kingmaker.
Yeah, that.
On the other hand, I want to see at least some challenge for Jeff.
That's a gray area right there. I know it. We're changing that would be changing the rules because it's week 13 as opposed to week 1, and a week 1 game has just as much weight as a week 13 game does, or it can potentially. We wouldn't bat an eye of that happening on week 1, but if that happens week 13, because it is a voluntary thing.
It's like a spite thing, but it's completely legal.
Yeah, it is.
It really depends on him, though.
Yeah, and it depends on whether he cares about the team anymore.
There's also that. It's like if you're just gonna re-roll, just let this guy have the chance.
Yeah, that's what I mean. The team is 4 knights and a blocker at this point. I don't know. I think last week I said. I think it was last week. I would, if it was my team, I'd be re-rolling. But so if it got to that point, I would assume he's taking even more casualties, most likely. And
I mean, be fair. Last season we thought Draenor maybe should have re-rolled, but he's doing pretty good.
Yeah.
So I mean, whatever you want, it's your team.
I hope it doesn't come down to legal conceding or.
And definitely don't make like a real concede. That's super lame. The legal one has spite and is legal, but the other one is just a dick move.
Oh, I don't. Unless there's a real conflict of scheduling, the game's gonna get played.
I think Wolf Ramajek should just make sure he gets the game played as quick as possible. Schedule it for right after this goes up.
Hey, that wouldn't be a bad thing. But yeah, unless he really wants to drag it out, he could hold it until. That would be really mean to the admins who got a ticket for the playoffs and the Challengers Cup, but he could hold it out until, 8, 9, 10 o'clock. Next Wednesday night.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Because we can't do the last episode until everything's done.
Yeah, well, then the last episode is probably gonna happen
I mean, unless they pick it up and play all their games really early, is probably happening after that Wednesday.
I'll talk to the admin if we can make sure Jeff's game gets rolled in time.
Oh, it will.
I just mean for the recording of this.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, they usually are.
Usually, but sometimes they're not. I'd only ask if all the games have been played. Actually, I want my game to get rolled really quickly. I need to know what that legend skill is.
I'll tell your admin that to wait as long as possible now.
No, that'll ruin it for the recap.
I meant for your level.
Yeah, that'll ruin my recap for my division. Everyone wants to see that level. Alright, so get out, play your games early this week. This is the last week.
Also, if you could let us know whether you're keeping the team for next season or whether you're going to be re-rolling. If you could let one of us know, that would be very good. Help us talk about for next week, so we can talk about what where we think the team might end up in terms of placement, but also development-wise, and whether they should re-roll or not. So if we know you're going to re-roll a broken team, we won't spend that much time on it. Probably.
If you don't tell either of us, I'm gonna flip a coin on where you keep the team or not.
So yeah, that would be very helpful.
Although I'm going to assume that you are keeping the team if you're in playoffs.
Yeah,
that is my assumption. Playoffs or Challengers Cup, I am assuming you're keeping the team.
Yeah. Unless something horrible happens to your team after that, but then that's a completely different story.
Well, yeah, you change your mind then.
I also assume that the 4 teams in contention for the Challengers Cup aren't thinking of turning it down, in which case that's an automatic reroll, because the Challengers Cup is voluntary, but you do have to reroll if you turn down the ticket.
Oh yeah, because Challengers Cup is like development, like positioning development.
And yeah, development for the team and promotion, rapid promotion. Yeah, so that's why you're forced to reroll if you choose not to.
Yeah, because like the goal should be like getting to Division 1. And if you not taking the Challengers Cup, you're clearly trying to reroll.
Yeah. So that's all. Just let us know. We'd appreciate. But otherwise, good luck to everybody.
Play your games early. And see you next week.
See you guys.